I'm live here, aren't I? I'm seeing some interesting stuff in Restream. They're saying I'm offline. Fuck it. I thought there was a Doomcock ballad. Well, hello and welcome to this Tuesday's movie news, and this time it actually is Tuesday. When I say it's Tuesday's movie news, it's not Thursday. It's definitely Tuesday. Just check my phone, definitely Tuesday. And I'm here, I'm Jonathan. I'm here to speak about some movie news. As you can see, if you're in the YouTube chat, Stephen's kindly putting it all down there, live and interactive, to quote one other channel I watch a lot, Paul John Dykes. Your thumbnail is showing James Bond. That shouldn't be happening. I'm fucking sick of YouTube. YouTube are twats, to be quite frank. I updated that thumbnail, and I'll tell you how I know I updated it, because there is a 2 megabyte limit on the file size, and I went to upload it and it says it's too big. It's updated. According to me, it's updated. I'm seeing Andy Serkis's fine mane in front of me. Are you sure it's still showing James Bond? Are you sure? Or whatever it was you says it's showing. I'll update it again and I'll save it. Hopefully it's changed. Let me know that one, because I don't want to be... What? Do you say it was James Bond? Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, because it was actually the last show that I did live. I just resaved. I just select all the settings. And just... I'm a lazy bastard in a sense. I like to just move things over. Make it as easy as possible. But look, as you can see here, the headline hopefully updated with thumbnail now. Not James Bond. Not reviews. All about Andy Serkis and the Batman. I've put Andy in there, truthfully, because he's been out speaking about the Batman. And how... it is going to be something truly special, so that's a little aside. But the first port of call on this show regarding Matt Reeves' The Batman is that, as you can see down there, sequel has been greenlit from Warner Brothers, at Warner Brothers. And it's a trusted source who's coming out and speaking about this. I'm going to press that little macro again, just so we don't... What in the fuck is this? That's not what I'm talking about. Go back. It's that. What a start. Wrong thumbnails. Bringing up Wolverine things. I'll speak about Wolverine all day long, but not tonight. As you can see here, a new report claims that a sequel to Matt Reeves' The Batman has already been given a green light by Warner Brothers. This is coming in from CBR via... I don't know what the fuck that is. Via what? I don't know. Batman on film. According to a new report from Scooper. What a job that is. You're a scooper. Scooping what? I'm a scooper as well. I scoop dog shit up when I walk my dog. I don't think that's got quite the razzmatazz that Daniel Rickman's job has. Daniel, I've spoke about Daniel before. Daniel does know his stuff when it comes to things like this. He spoke about Marvel as well, I'm sure. And he's confirmed by Batman on film. What the fuck that is, I don't know. The Batman sequel has already been given the green light by Warner Brothers and DC Films. Why can I feel a fan on me? My dog's moved to fan again. Fucker. After numerous pushbacks to its release date, the reboot of Batman, with Robert Pattinson, putting on the cape and cowl, will finally arrive in the spring of next year. It's not long at all. It's not long at all. It scares me how close next year is. That means a certain day's knocking on the door already. A day that makes me 1 year older. Fucking dreading it. But if the report is correct, and it seems to have considerable corroboration, then the studio is incredibly excited about the new iteration of the popular hero and ready to expand the world. Well, wouldn't you know it? Doomcock and all of those little bullshitting bitches from that sort of strange alt-right, disenfranchised, panty-wetting side of YouTube were talking shit. Who the fucking for it? They were talking shite. Still showing. James Bond still showing. Stephen, is that you? It's in the chat. Movie Burners, can you just... I'm going to have a look at this. That's very strange. I've updated it. Very strange indeed. You know what I'll do? I'll go into YouTube, 2 seconds. Bear with me. They're talking shit though. Doomcock's talking shit. And I'll get to why he's talking shit in just 2 jigs. Bear with me. You know, it's showing as Andy Serkis for me. I think you may have to update whatever's shown on your side, because it's definitely showing. What I'll show you. There's Andrew Serkis there. Get it into focus. Andrew Serkis is fine mane of hair. I love Andrew. Incidentally, I love Andy Boy. I used to deliver to a guy in Bovril who looked like Andy Serkis, and I actually told him he looked like Andy. I didn't say Serkis, I think I said something else. It was some fucking weird emo lead singer of a sort of emo punk band. Guy looked at me as if I had fucking horns on my head, but he looked like Andy Serkis. I digress. But yeah, why are they talking shite, Doomcock? Why did I headline the show with this? Well, I headlined the show with it first and foremost because I'm really excited about the Batman and Matt Reeves. You've seen the passion, you've seen the enthusiasm this guy had for the character and what he had for this new story. This reboot of the character, this different take on it, a youthful, green-nosed Batman, Bruce Wayne, first couple of years in the city, cleaning up the sort of corruption, cleaning up the criminal activity. And year one, in a sense, a Batman we'd never seen before. Potential, what's his name again? The name of the guy that killed the Waynes, the parents. Oh, what's he called again? Joe Chill. Potential Joe Chill gun in the suit of Batman. I was excited about it before it was even shooting, because he posted up an image of the very first comic, year one, the comic run of the Batman. And I thought right away, this guy, he's replaced Ben Affleck's Batman story, another guy who got the character, who was passionate about it, who had enthusiasm. He cast the likes of Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. It was a different take. He's then posting up images of that very same comic run. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy is a good influence on these actors. He's teaching these actors about this story. He's enveloping them in this world that he has, this envision he has for the character. I was excited about it. I see the first trailer, and I was vindicated for my excitement because it looked fucking dark. It was to the backdrop of Nirvana. And we had an almost emo, dark Bruce Wayne, a floppy haired Bruce Wayne, and then he's kicking the living shit out of people. And it just, the tone of it, the vibe. Matt Reeves, of course, no stranger to Andy Serkis, who I'll be getting into in a moment. Worked with him on the Planet of the Apes trilogy. This isn't some shit-kicking joke of a director. This guy has already given us an award-winning, proven box office trilogy. So he knows how to do trilogies. He knows how to do blockbusters. I notice he knows how to do darkness. Why am I talking about fucking Doomcock and all these shitheads though over that side of YouTube? Well, they were out just 4 or 5 months ago, maybe even slightly further back than that, saying this movie was a disaster. They were worried about it. They wanted to change it. They were in the ear of Matt Reeves. Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves were at each other's throats. They were never going to work together again. Robert Pattinson was firing into Zoe Kravitz. She got her pregnant. There was trouble behind the scenes. Everything was on fire. The world was burning. And it wasn't the previous incarnation of Alfred saying to obviously Bruce, some people just like to see the world burn. No, this was the dark twisted fantasies of a helmet wearing fucking weirdo on YouTube who changes his voice and talks the biggest load of shit. This guy says it was a disaster. And then we hear alternate sources saying that the executives are actually very excited about it. And then we see that Robert Pattinson actually gets a multi-picture first look producing deal with Warner Brothers. And then we see Andy Serkis coming out and saying, as I'm about to talk about, it's going to be a masterpiece. And then you see the likes of the Skarsgård guy coming out and saying it's a Pixie vibe behind the scenes, a Pixies concert vibe. It's an incredible movie. And now they're already green lighting a sequel. Not even in the same calendar year as the first movie getting released. Now, I will push back a little bit on that and say that that's not necessarily a great thing, because of course The Last Jedi hadn't even come out and Rian Johnson had been given a trilogy, and we thought at the same point, my fucking god, this must be a masterpiece. They must be so happy. No reshoots. They've given him a trilogy. This is going to be the greatest fucking Star Wars movie of all time. It went to the theatres. Sadly not the case. So just because they are greenlighting, it doesn't mean it's guaranteed lock-in that it's going to be an amazing movie. Maybe they just like it and the actual fan base may fucking hate it, the test division of Matt Reeves. I don't think that's the case though. I think Doomcock and all of those other people, once again, talking out their rear ends, once again, outed for being the bullshitting arsewipes that they are. It's been greenlit a sequel. I think it's positive. So that's why I headlined. I'm excited for the movie. This has just vindicated my excitement again. Looking forward to DC fandom. I think this weekend, probably more than likely going to be getting another trilogy. I'm trilogy in the brain. Another trailer for this movie. So this is the cherry on top of the icing, on top of the very delicious looking Black Forest Gateau cake. So, fuck yous, that's what I'm saying to those people who were going after Robert Pattinson. I says it was bullshit. I've been following Robert very closely since The Lighthouse and stuff like that. I went back and delved into this guy's career. I know what the guy's like. I've watched interviews with him. He's a very serious, a very dedicated, professional guy, and a good fucking actor, a very good actor. So I just didn't believe it when you had people coming out and saying he was a bad influence on the set. I'm like, no, that doesn't sound right at all. Sounds like a fantasy from another tadger on the internet. But look, Circus coming out and saying it's going to be a masterpiece. This is what I had to say. He was speaking to THR. He believes the final product will be something special. So do I, Andy, and I've not even worked on it. You have. So you're right in there. You're in the belly of the beast, seeing what's going on there, seeing the magic that's been worked. If you think it's going to be special, mate, a guy of your standing in Hollywood, a guy of your standing in acting in general, I think I'm more likely to trust Andy than I am some helmeted fud talking shite with a voice changer. But look, I digress. You can make your own decision. You can go over and watch Doomcock and tell me, do you think this guy's... I mean, it's not just him, there's other pricks on there as well. Sort of same fraternity. You give your opinion. You go over and watch this guy and tell me what your thoughts are. I think he's a tadger. But look, I digress. This is what Circus had to say. Tell you what. Alan Partridge. I can't see. I'm as blind as a bat from here. I can read it, but yeah. I'll tell you that it was fantastic being reunited with Matt Reeves, Dylan Clark and Dan Lemon from the Apes films. We had such a great time making it, and when it eventually comes to the screen, Matt Reeves will have made another masterpiece film because he's so super invested in it. But yeah, I've been expressly forbidden to talk about Alfred. I actually forgot this guy was playing Alfred in this movie. I'm like, why the fuck's Andy Serkis talking about the Batman? How does he know it's going to be a masterpiece? I'm like, I knew he'd worked with Matt before. Maybe he was on a call with him or something like that. I don't know. I forgot this guy was even in the fucking movie. He was one of the first guys to get announced after Robert Pattinson and Colin Farrell and Jeffrey Wright. They says he was going to play Alfred. And I remember at the time vividly saying Alfred Pennywise instead of Pennyworth because I was at chapter 2 in the brain at that point. So it should have stuck with me, but for some reason it completely left my brain, and I forgot this guy was in the movie. Very excited to see him working again. He played Caesar, of course, in the 8 movies. Fucking incredible movies. I loved them. Excited to see him working with Matt again. He's nice to see that it's not just like Nolan and Tarantino who have their favourites he can bring in, reliable figures. And look, it's not just as an actor. Serkis bounces off of directors. We've seen it in The Hobbit and we've seen it in the Lord of the Rings. He will be on set, the first guy on the set, he'll be getting suited and booted, and he'll do fucking double duty. He'll go and direct, help, do second unit stuff. So that's a great guy to have around the set. It's a great wise figure. Knocking on 60 now, but looking goof eternal. If he says this is a masterpiece, if he's excited about this, and look, I knew about the investment, I just says it there. You've seen from day one what Matt thought about Batman. You knew he was a fan who understood the comic source material. This is a fucking guy that got it, just like Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck sadly couldn't see his vision told on the screen. Apparently a very good script. Matt stepped in. I'm liking the vision he's got. It looks dark, it looks twisted. You've got Bruce sort of gallivanting about with Carmine Falcone, gallivanting about with Selena Kyle, gallivanting about with the Penguin. And then he's going to be masquerading as obviously the Cape Crusader at night and try to deal with this corruption. I think that's such an interesting concept. You've got the Riddler in there, Paul Dano, great actor as well. He has rightly highlighted this contradiction and he's coming after Bruce. I cannot wait to see this movie. I cannot wait. Spring next year can't come quick enough till I get in a theatre and watch this incredible fucking movie with the incredible Robert Pattinson acting brilliantly under Matt Reeves, not being an arsehole, giving us a great performance. And then I can't wait to see the sequel with these two great guys working together again because they had a great time on the set and they weren't fighting with each other according to some other tadger on the internet. But look, I digress. Can you tell that really got to me? It really did. That wound me up, that. Because when I see these guys talking shite all the time and not getting called out on it, and they've got a little avid sycophantic fan base. Oh yes, Doomcock, yes! Tell us more! You're so wise, Doomcock. You know so much. Who's your source? Fuck's sake, is it C3PO? Is it Tony Daniels? Kenny Baker from the grave? Hiding in R2-D2? These other guys that like to hide under costumes. So, I'm just thinking along the same lines. Who does Doomcock potentially have a friendship with in Hollywood? Who does he know? Some other Jim Carrey's Mask character from 1993 or something like that? I don't fucking know. Yeah, this guy ain't got contacts, man. This guy's got no contacts. He's talking shit. And I've got no contacts either. But I don't try to kid on him and know. That's the difference. Rege-Jean Page. I think that's how you say it. Never heard this guy's name said. I really should do what I normally do when I see fancy names like this. And that's go onto YouTube and look up an interview and see what some pretentious twat has called him. Not get round to it tonight though, so I'll just go with Rege-Jean Page because it looks French. Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's Belgian. Diet French. Is beating Tom Hardy as the favourite for the new Bond. That is the next topic. And as you can see here, it's coming in from MovieWeb. And MovieWeb have done something that I've been wanting to see for quite some time when it comes to this topic. And that is give us a nice compiled list of the actual favourites. And Bookies odds supplied. As a nice little additional piece of information. This guy's very cool. He's young, he's dapper, he can wear a suit. And he's got a fan following. This would bring a new wave of fans to the James Bond franchise if he was to be cast as 007. This guy here also has his own fan base, slightly older fan base, slightly older gentleman, not that old though. Also wears a suit very well. I don't know who I want, but we'll get into it in a moment. Seems like every week I'm talking about this, but now that No Time to Die is out and his last hurrah as 007 is gone for Daniel Craig, it's going to be more and more pertinent as the weeks and months go, because we're going to get an announcement pretty soon. But as you can see here, names have been thrown around ever since Daniel Craig announced his bowing out as James Bond after No Time to Die. Some actors were instant choices for film fans and filmmakers. What's it got to do with them? Well, other mavericks were unexpected contenders. USBookies.com, really? The whole bookie system over in the States really blows my mind, incidentally. The whole sports betting stuff. The betting setup over there is fucking weird. Weird as hell. Where you've got cities you can't bet on sports and stuff. A really fucking strange setup. I just had to get that off my chest there because I watch a lot of US channels and yeah, I can't get my head around it. The whole, way they bet. Weird. But I digress. USBookies.com has the current odds listed. Some of them are expected while others might be called head scratchers. Let's take a look. Let's do Rege-Jean Page. Bet it's Rege-Jean Page. Watch this. It's got to be Rege-Jean Page, hasn't it? It's got to be a fancy French name. Is the bookie's current favourite to be the next James Bond according to betting aggregators, USBookies.com, blah blah blah. His odds to take over Daniel Craig's role have improved from 16 to 5. Not got a fucking clue what any of this means. Since last month, with the shift, Page has once again overtaken Tom Hardy, whose odds worsened from 9 to 43 to 1 during the same time. I don't think this means anything. I don't think Barbara Broccoli or any of the people who are involved in this creative processing. I think it's actually Amazon who've taken over Myers. Don't know what the name of it is. MGM, Myers Golden Metro. They've taken them over anyway. They bought them over. So it may not even be Barbara, but I think it will be. She's a very, very good producer who's been synonymous with this character for a long time. So I don't think they're going to be paying attention to bookies' odds. That's what I'm saying. Much like football clubs don't give a flying fuck about bookies' odds when it comes to selecting a new manager. They don't care. What is this? Rege-Jean Page has gotten a lot of praise for his role in Bridgerton. I've not seen it. So his current free agent status has fueled the speculation, which is evidenced by the bookies' suggestion he's the favourite to be the first black man to play James Bond. What if we had a black president and a fucking great one at that? Regardless of what those arsewipes want to say, why can't we have a black James Bond? I see no reason for anybody to be against that, apart from those little ball bag as we like to call them, alt-right cretins on YouTube. I seen a comment, Bond has to be white, has to be straight, has to be male. It has to be. It has to be male. I agree with that point. Does it have to be straight? Really? Does it have to be white? Why? Why does it have to be white? Why does it have to be straight? Does that influence his ability to be a spy? To have relations with MI6 and do what he's got to do? If he's not white, if he's Asian or black or Indian, can't he do the job? Fucking strange creatures we have out there. Really, strange creatures. While Page's odds have improved beyond many stars, James Norton's odds have also made noticeable improvements. Another guy who can pull off a suit. Another guy who can play the character. So we can't count him out just yet. We can't count anybody out. MovieWeb. Because Bookies' odds don't mean a fucking thing. But look, that aside, they have compiled a list. Where are they? What was this? I've not even actually looked at this. Yeah, has not been chosen. Yeah, has not been chosen. Blah, 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 blah. Can only be in love with one person at one time. Fucking pathetic. Panty-waiting. Not panty-waiting, that's probably the wrong choice of word, Barbara. I take that back. Pathetic sort of... Yeah, I don't know. Sobbing eyes, pish. He's over. Get on with it. Then we'll have to go into the business of the future. Do it then. Just do it. It's over. Just get on with it. We're getting bored now. I want to find out who it is. Barbara, please, get on with it. These are the favourites. Rege-Jean Page. Can someone who comes in, perhaps, and hears me pronouncing that word, that name, and who actually knows the pronunciation, please, can you phonetically type it in the chat, even after, comment below, and let me know how you actually pronounce that name, because I've not got a fucking clue if I'm saying it right. Thierry Henry, you know what I mean, it's French. Rege-Jean Page. Anyway, he's the favourite. Tom Hardy's second favourite. James Norton's third favourite. Henry Cavill ain't going to be doing Bond. There is no chance he's going to be doing Bond. This guy's doing The Witcher. He's a busy man. He's building fucking PCs. Flexing his enormous biceps. He ain't got time to play Bond. Too many irons in the fire. Idris Elba. Pardon me. I have got issues with the nose here. Idris Elba. For me, still, out of those 5 I've listed off, 6 I've listed off here, for me, still the guy that personally is the one I want to be the next Bond. I just think there's something about Idris. I've always claimed that he was my favourite, even when Daniel was knees deep in his Bond era, wasn't fully drowning in it and ready to bail. It was always for me Idris who should have been Bond. He was just got that charisma, that charm, ability to pull off a suit, a big presence, a great actor. For me, I want to see Idris playing Bond, even if it's only a couple of movies and then we move on to another one. This guy deserves it, because if we don't give him it now, he's not going to have a chance. He's going to be too old. So I think this is now or never. It's now or never for Idris. Lashana Lynch, not a fucking chance. I've not seen the movie yet, no time to die. I have seen some dissenting voices. I don't know what happened at the end. The Critical Drinker says why James Bond is dead now or some shit like that. It's finished. Don't know what that means. I'm going to go and watch it at the weekend, so maybe Lashana has got a chance. For me, no chance. So Barbara Broccoli's already come out and says it has to be a guy. Don't know why they continue to list female actors in there. It's not going to be a female actor. He's got to be a guy. Justin Hartley, don't know who the fuck that is. Michael Fassbender, no. A German Irishman playing Bond. He can play it. I tell you, I say that though, he can do a great English accent. Anyone that's watched Inglourious Bastards will be well aware of that. The man can pull off a great English accent. What was it he says in Inglourious when he was about to die? I suppose I'm going to have to go out. There's a special place reserved in hell for those who waste a good Scotch. I must say, it's fucking great Scotch. I can't remember what he says, but he does an incredible English accent, that's what I'm saying. So perhaps he's good, but no, not for me. Luke Evans, I'd love to see Luke Evans, I tell you. I'd love to see the first gay James Bond just to see the uproar, because I personally don't give a fuck about that crap. I think he's a tall, dashing guy, can wear a suit, a great actor. He's fairly young, get longevity. Why not put him in as James Bond, just to see the world burn? That's what I'm like. Sam Heughan, Scotsman, would love to see it. Richard Madden, Scotsman, would love to see it. Soap de Revue, don't know who the fuck this is. Mahershala Ali, we're getting into silly season now. Cillian Murphy, Ricky Whittle, don't know who that is. Tom Hiddleston, no chance. I would love it, but no chance. Jack Lowden, Henry Golden, I don't think so. See, when you post a sort of disastrous performance, or maybe it's not even your fault, but the movie itself flops, as has happened with Henry Golden in this G.I. Joe movie. I was about to say G.I. Jane. G.I. Jane. You're fucked, really. It kind of besmirches you for a couple of years. You have to shake off the disappointment that has been, I don't know, done to your career. You're fucked. I don't think Henry will get it, that's what I'm saying. For me, I hope it's Idris. I wouldn't mind Rege-Jean Page. I wouldn't mind a couple of others. Ultimately, anything I say here ain't going to have any influence whatsoever on who the next James Bond is. So I'm just going to move on swiftly. And I've kind of wasted 5-10 minutes on that. But it's fine, because I'll make it up in these other topics which are not quite as talkable, don't have the longevity. Did Blade's release date get incidentally, I'm going to start doing this. After every topic I'm going to say, what is your thoughts on that topic? What do you think? Who do you think is going to be the next James Bond? Do you want to see Rege-Jean Page being the next James Bond? Comment down below and share your thoughts down below about that. What do you make of those reports as well about the Batman potentially getting a sequel already? Is Doomcock talking shite again? Are you excited for the Batman? Comment below and tell me your thoughts about that as well while you're there. moving on to this topic though, did Blade's release date get accidentally leaked by Disney? Where am I getting this from? That's not it. That's the next topic. And he's talking shite if you take him on face value, which I don't. As you can see here, that looks very zoomed in. I cannot see a fucking thing, so we're going to zoom it back out again. This is coming in from, I don't know where this is coming in from. Cinema Blend, what are you doing? Big stupid fucking advert at the top of your website. Get your shit together, selling your soul for this trash. It got leaked in a sort of image, a promotional image, which was, leaked in India. Funnily enough. And as you can see here, they give the date away. And we'll start with this, November 5th, we know that already. 25th, we know that's coming out next year. We know that's coming out next year. Didn't know that was coming out next year, but it's shooting, so it shouldn't be a surprise. This is the big surprise. I have to surprise. What the fuck I'm saying now. If we were to get 5 Marvel releases in the 1 year, that'd be extraordinary. So I'm inclined to think this is bullshit. But as you can see, October 7th, 2022, only a month at the box office, then we go right into the Marvels, November 11th. As you can see, that's why they're saying it was accidentally released. For me, I don't know, this movie's not even shooting yet, man. And we're less than a year away now. 2 days away from a year away. So, I think it's highly unlikely that this has been leaked. This is not the kind of thing that Marvel do, usually. I think this is just a sort of holding date. As we've already seen in the last couple of years, things can shift, and they can shift pretty quickly. Dates can be moved all over the place. October 7th, as much as I'd like to see Mahershala in as soon as possible, because he is getting on a bit. I keep saying that, man. I don't think he is getting on. I keep saying this guy's old. He's not. Please search him up. Bear with me. Mahershala Ali. How old is Mahershala? Just out of interest, I always say this guy, he's not fucking old. He's 47. Years left. I was about to say, get it done because he's getting on a bit. I thought he was in his 50s. Get it out of the way before he starts losing that a little bit of sprightliness. But the guy's in his 40s, he's fine. Fucking fine. In better shape than me. But that's it, I just don't think it's realistic. I don't think October 7th next year is realistic. I think Thor's pretty much locked in. I think the likes of Multiverse of Madness locked in. Black Panther, still shooting at the moment, but probably locked in. It's Coogler has the script there. It's shooting, they're on set. It doesn't take that long to do post. That'll be out July next year. I don't think there's any doubt. The Marvels also shooting, I believe, or getting ready to shoot. In November, late 2022 release, realistic. Blade, not even shot yet. Not even really casting on board, have we? I mean, I've heard nothing apart from Mahershala Ali. Very unrealistic. I just don't think so. And it's so un-Marvel like. Disney like to be dropping shit like that. So, unless it's Mark Ruffalo getting into the actual premiere with the movie playing in his pocket, or him actually playing the movie via a live stream. You know what I'm saying? A sieve. Unless it's him or Tom Holland. Unlikely. But we're moving on to the next topic. Continuing on this little Marvel jaunt in the show. Started with DC and I inevitably have to go back to Marvel. Inevitably. Jason Blum, I'll go back to this quickly. Jason Blum compares Blumhouse to Marvel and Disney. Now, if you were to take that on face value, you'd be saying Jason Blum has either smoked a joint, done a bit of acid, or he's really rattling the crystal meth. You'd say he's on drugs, that's what I'm saying. You'd say he's definitely tripping. He's on a bit of a permal. Because it's not the words of a rational man to compare Blumhouse, as good as it is, to Marvel Disney. In a literal sense, Marvel Disney creating movies that gross over $1 billion. A bad movie's doing 600 million. Blumhouse get nowhere near those fucking numbers. Marvel Disney once had the top grossing movie of all time until they moved aside and deliberately allowed Avatar to take it over again. Blumhouse don't have that. So, an incredibly daft comparison if you're taking it on face value. Thankfully, Jason is not doing that. He's not doing crystal meth. He looks too good for that. Have you seen someone on crystal meth? My fucking god. And he's not doing any other drug. He's comparing the sort of originality of it, if you'd like, the uniqueness, that unique value. As you can see here, in an interview with CBR, Blum was asked what makes Blumhouse different when compared to other studios. The founder responded by saying that unlike other companies of a similar size, Blumhouse has developed a recognisable brand. You're absolutely right, Jason, you have. He then compared the studio to companies such as Marvel, Pixar and Disney, saying each company has its own brand, despite it being unusual for a company like Blumhouse's size to develop a brand. He feels that Blumhouse has managed to achieve that. Check Blum's complete response below. Overall, I think the other thing that's very unique about the company is that there are so many companies in entertainment that really have a brand. I think there are not so many companies in entertainment that really have a brand. Not so many. I think Blumhouse really has a brand. I think Marvel has a brand. I think Pixar, I think Disney, I think those companies have a brand. They're just a wee bit bigger than us. He's using the word we. He's harbouring some Scottish ancestry in there, Jason. Hi. Blum's not a Scottish name, I don't think. A wee bit bigger than us. I think for a small company, a wee bit bigger. I like it. He's definitely got some Scottish in him. Sarcasm is rattling out of his very fucking bones. We like to be sarcastic here in Scotland. Very sarcastic. I like to be sarcastic. Lowest form of wit, highest form of intelligence, and I am quite intelligent. It's very unusual to have a brand like that, and I think we do, I should say. Well, he does. He's right. That's what I'm saying. It's not a literal comparison, because it'd be insanity to do that. What he's talking about is a unique selling point, the brand, the overall vibe you get when you hear of a movie. When I hear of a horror movie and I hear of Jason Blum's fingertips being on it, when I hear of Blumhouse being involved, if it's not even them involved, just a producing or something like that, as it usually is with the Universal dark universe shit, the monster universe, Invisible Man, this Wolfman thing with Ryan Gosling, even if it's not their movie, I get excited, because as we've spoke about many times on this show and on this channel, even when it wasn't this show, it was a different show, something innately brilliant about Blumhouse and what they do with horror and what they do with small budgets and the amount of money they make. They've got a brand. When you hear Blumhouse, you immediately think, going to be something. Maybe shit, maybe fucking brilliant, but it ain't going to be ordinary. It's going to be one or the other. It's almost like Ryan Johnson, what he says. I don't want 100% of people liking my movie. I'd prefer, or merely liking it, I'd prefer 50 to fucking really love it and 50 to detest it. That's what Blumhouse are. They've created this unique selling point. And just first and foremost, a great producer, a great sort of guy that knows filmmaking, that knows horror on a fundamentally basic level. And he's right what he says. They have got that unique selling point. They've got that brand, and much like Marvel have got their brand for the superhero movies, for the universe, much like Pixar have got their brand for zany, brilliant little stories, superficially great for kids, sort of tick the boxes for all demographics. If you're an adult, you can go in, you see the underlying meaning of the story. Coco, the sort of the loss of family, what death, the impact on different cultures. They can do that. Pixar have that brand. Blumhouse also have that brand now. So just keep doing what you're doing, Jason. That's what I'm saying, because I love your fucking movies, mate. And I want to see this Wolfman movie that some people says Ryan Gosling wouldn't work with. They've also not seen Drive, whatever the fuck it was. This guy can do fucking anything. Ryan Gosling can do fucking anything. Never say he can't do something. He's a fucking great actor. And that's Blumhouse. So yeah, I like Jason using the little Scottish isms. Well done, my man. We need more Scottish people in this world. We need more Scottish isms in this world, more Scots language. Because as I keep saying, people keep coming after our speech and the way we pronounce words. We can't understand you. What are you saying, man? Very first form of English, you fuckers. Off of the Germanic roots of English, Scots. So get it up, we're speaking it the way it should have been spoke before you bastards bastardised it. Anyway, Matt Damon and Adam Driver. Look, I tell you, man, this fucking movie. Incidentally, get back again, because I keep forgetting to do it. What's your thoughts on Jason Blum's comments? Do you think Blumhouse is similar to Marvel and Pixar and Disney in the sense that it has its own brand? You can comment below if you've got anything to say at all about that. Share your thoughts in the comments section. Moving on to this, Matt Damon and Adam Driver. This movie, I was speaking about this movie about a year ago, and it was just announced that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon were going to be teaming up, collaborating with Ridley Scott in a big blockbuster movie. I didn't have a fucking clue what it was about. I just knew it was called The Last Duel. I then see the posters come out a couple of weeks ago. It looks sensational, artistically brilliant. The sort of colour palette, the blues, the darkness, the greyness, the overbearing dullness in terms of the clouds, the weather. That darkness, I enjoyed it. I liked the artistic side of it. I liked the colour palette. I liked the visuals. I liked the character portraits that were in the posters. We've then got a unique bit of opening footage. They've given us an exclusive look at the opening scene. It was about 4 minutes long, 5 minutes long. Fucking sensational. Absolutely sensational for me. I'm going to go and watch this movie when it comes out. The characters pop off the screen. They are unreal. Adam Driver has been accused of something. And he's trying to clear his name. He keeps saying, I am not guilty of this crime. Matt Damon is pursuing him. He wants to kill him. He challenges him to a duel to the death. This is what the structure of this opening sort of shot is based around. Them dueling, getting suited and booted for it. The characters are so fully formed. It's just put off the screen to me. I've just joined their journey for a couple of minutes and I feel like I know them. I feel like I know what they're about. I forget the woman's name, but the fucking actress doesn't really utter a word in it. Absolutely incredible. And then you've got Ben Affleck just casually sitting in the stand with his goofy looking blonde hair and ridiculous chin beard. And doesn't open a word either, but just fucking stunning. Look at the colours, man. And as someone said in the trailer, that down below the actual footage, the camera work, they're not cutting, quick paste. They're lingering on the shots, they're lingering on the characters. They're giving you that stability. They're earthing you in this world. And you connect, man. It is fucking special looking, man. I cannot wait to see this. It's Ridley Scott. I shouldn't be surprised. This guy knows how to make blockbusters. You think a Gladiator, you think of whatever else he's done. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, and it's a dangerous thing to do in your life without IMDb being in front of you. Because I don't know everything about Ridley, but I know he's a great filmmaker, and he's a guy who can do blockbusters. He's a guy who can get performances out of people, and he's got an incredible cast here. An incredible cast, and he looks as though he's utilising them very, very well. As you can see here, Jodie Comer, that's her name, Emmy-winning Jodie Comer. She looks incredible. We had Ridley coming out and saying that this was based on his mother. It was about the power of matriarchy, the damaging effects of unbridled patriarchy on women. He was going to explore that. I got that vibe. I think something happened between Driver's character and Comer's character. He's been accused of something. There's a lot of testosterone. There's a lot of bravado. There's a lot of blood and guts. There's a lot of fighting. But artistically, just stunning. I can't watch it, sadly. But yeah, there's two people kissing. but just a stunning looking movie. So I have to tip my hat to Ridley. It looks as though he's created something truly special. I actually need to quickly have a little gander at the, and that means have a little look. It's a Scottish word, I'm pretty sure. Gander. I like it. It's a good word. I'm going to bring this up. 2 seconds. I simply have to. 2 seconds. No one's fucking giving a shit. That's my fucking show. I'll do what I want anyway. The Last Duel. This is my solo show. So I can do what I want. Who's the cinematographer? It's Darius Wolski. What an incredible head of fucking hair this guy's got first off the bat. He looks like Crispin Glover. He looks like a mixture between Taika Waititi, Steve Buscemi and Crispin Glover. What a fucking combination that is. Can't wear a suit like Crispin though, I have to say. Suit's not quite as expensive looking. This guy's worked in The Martian. He's worked with, of course, Matt Damon before. He's worked on News of the World, which I've still not seen. Stephen watched it though, quite liked it. Watched on Prometheus. He's worked in a lot of good movies, man. Sicario 2, very well shot. Not quite as well shot as the first one, which I think may have been Deacons, but pretty fucking well shot nonetheless. This guy is... Oh, he done The Walk as well. That was that trapeze, is that what you call it? Tight rope walking guy. Twin Towers. He's a very good fucking cinematographer, director of photography. And that was what really stuck to me. Really stuck out for me, like I saw from in that trailer, that footage. The cinematography, the visuals, the way he captured the action, the way he captured the emotion. It built to a sort of crescendo of emotion. Matt Damon slashing at him, he's hitting his shield or whatever away. It just looks truly, truly good. So, I watched it. I was very pleased with it. And I thought I'd talk about it. And I have talked about it. And you have to go and watch that footage. You really do. Because if you're a fan of blockbusters and you're a fan of that era, the medieval era, I don't know how anyone can be a fan of it because it was so fucking long ago that you can't possibly have any connection to it. If you're into that though, I suggest you go and watch that because it was pretty fucking special looking. But I'm moving on to another thing that really does tickle my fancy. I've spoke many times on this channel about my admiration for World War II. Admiration's probably a poor choice of words because it was a terrible conflict that took millions of lives. A lot of innocents died. And a lot of bastards died as well. And that guy right in the middle there, see that there? Bastard number 1. You know bastard number 2 was? Joseph Stalin, because he was a bastard as well. A lot of bastards died as well, that's what I'm saying. A lot of, yeah, Third Reich weirdos died. And anyone that's read The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich will know what I'm talking about. A more cesspit of scum and villainy you would never have found in the history of humanity than what was in that Third Reich. Sort of higher ups figures. They were weirdos. They were rapists. They were murderers. They were paedophiles. They were weird bastards. But I'm going off on a sidetrack. I really do love World War II. I love the setting. I've read numerous books about it. I've watched a ton of movies. I'm fascinated by the conflict. I'm fascinated by the multiple theatres of conflict, of the multiple operations, the small human stories, the introspectiveness of it at times, the huge machinery, the propaganda, the huge conflicts, everything about it excites me. I love it. I didn't know about this, man. I did not know this operation existed until tonight when I seen that Colin Firth was once again doing a World War II movie, because if you think about it, the King's Speech took place during World War II to an extent, didn't it? Because it was King George, wasn't it? Was it King George? I think it was. I'm not a royalist by any means, I don't know these things. But he was the king during World War II. And then obviously sadly passed away, I think early 50s, 1952 or something like that. So he's already kind of done a World War II movie, this guy. And he's working with the same people that were involved in the King's Speech. So we know that it's going to get that period perfected. We know that it's going to be visually stimulating. We know that this fucking guy here is going to give us a great performance, because he's a fantastic actor, it really is. Just speaking about him, was it yesterday we spoke about him? It was, wasn't it? It was Daniel Brühl talking about how he wanted to come back and do the Kingsman, and of course this guy is synonymous with the Kingsman. So I watched the trailer, and I went and studied Operation Mincemeat, and what a fucking fascinating story this is. And it just, for me, perfectly sums up everything I say about World War II movies, about how zany and different they can be, about the different focal points. You can have really small stories. Sophie Scholl, brave young 19-year-old girl, 20-year-old girl, who was a resistance fighter, the White Rose in Germany, trying to get out the atrocities, what was happening on the Eastern Front, get guillotined with her brother. Fascinating little movie. I highly urge anyone that's into it to go and watch that Sophie Scholl story. German foreign language movie, fucking great movie. You've got Downfall, telling you the story of this maniacal leader, really deconstructing, just falling apart mentally and physically. You've got The Pianist, you've got The Captain, the Halpman, different kind of story, fantasy setting, but shows you a sort of vibe of what would have been like at the end of the war. You've got all of these different kinds of stories. You've got big fucking blockbuster movies. What was the one with fucking Clint? I always forget the name. It doesn't matter, but Saving Private Ryan, movies like that, you get all different kinds of things, and this just perfectly sums it up for me. A story of sabotage, of just conning the Germans in a sense. And this Mincemeat story, fucking fascinating. They took a dead tramp out of a London hospital, they filled his lungs with water, they made him a new ID, they dumped him in the Bay of Biscay, and they made him look like an RAF fighter. I can't even fucking speak. Fighter pilot that had fell out his plane. The plane had been shot down, so that the Germans could get a hold of the information and then think they were going to attack Greece and the Balkans instead of Sicily, and that changed the whole conflict. They had to move away and focus on the Balkans. They had to come away from the Eastern Front. Just unreal. It totally changed the whole war. I didn't know this even fucking existed. And Colin Firth's in there, and it looks incredible. The trailer was very, very good. Now, I don't want to get too excited, because I have seen other World War II movies, where the trailers look pretty fucking good, and it turns out to be average as fuck. Operation Finale, I think it was the other one, with Ben Kingsley and Oscar Isaac. Trailer looked amazing, movie was average. So I don't want to get too excited, but the right people are involved here, man. It's a fascinating story. I think this is going to be pretty fucking special, I really do. So I'm very excited about this. It comes out in January next year. Perfect time. It's dull, it's drab, the weather's shit. Horizontal rain, potentially snow. No hope in the world at that point in Scotland in January. So I'm going to go and watch this fucking movie. It looked absolutely fantastic. I thought I'd speak about it. And if you're into World War II, I suggest you go and watch that as well, because it looked pretty fucking special. But look, I digress, man. I've spoken one load of shite. I get too excited when I speak about things like this. Too excitable. I'm a very easily excitable guy. I get excited about just being alive at times, man. Sometimes I will act like I'm 15 again. I forget my age, and I just get very, very fucking gregarious. So You can imagine if I get into things, then you best believe it's going to show in this show. But I digress, man. I'm going to round it up. What is your thoughts on the topics I touched upon? I don't have to go through them all because I've actually done it bit by bit. I actually didn't do it for the last 2 topics, so you can comment about them if you've got anything to say. But look, thanks for the comments. People have been in. There's been a couple, mostly Stephen though, telling me that the thumbnail hasn't changed. Thank you very much for anybody that's come in and watched it. I do appreciate it. If you want to see more content like this, you can give us a little like, first and foremost. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon if you want to see notifications. I'll be back tomorrow with Stephen. I definitely will. This isn't me fucking tripping out my box like last week. We'll be reviewing maybe a movie on Friday because I don't think Stephen can get a hold of it. I'm going to try and get a hold of it. I don't actually know the movie we're reviewing. It's a horror movie. But I'm going to be reviewing that on Friday. If you want to see that, you can subscribe. If you also want to watch it over on Twitch, you can hit the follow button over on Twitch as well. I'd appreciate that. We'll try to grow over there. I have to set up notifications though, because I don't get follow notifications. I don't get fucking anything. So I need to look into that and get that set up. You want to see it, you can subscribe, you can follow. You don't, that's absolutely fine. But look, I am done. It's been a pleasure as ever. I want to bid you farewell. Bye bye. Thank you for watching. Ciao. Ciao, ciao. Auf Wiedersehen. Schuss. Schuss? Fucking talking crap here. Shush. Bye bye.